Elon Musk's SpaceX is set to IPO this month, and I've covered the most ridiculous parts of the IPO already in prior videos, such as the fact that the IPO valuation of $2 trillion is absurdly overvalued, considering the fact that the company has never even made $1 of profit. In 2025, they lost nearly $5 billion, as well as the fact that major indices such as the Nasdaq and the Russell are literally changing their inclusion rules in order to force trillions of dollars to be invested into SpaceX at IPO valuations. But one other ridiculous thing has happened in the past few days that deserves its own video. Okay, let's play a little game. Look at the cover page of SpaceX's IPO filing. Notice some of the biggest banks leading the IPO: Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and JP Morgan. Alright, now let's look at some predictions from these companies after it was revealed that they would be helping lead the SpaceX IPO. Goldman Sachs has revealed that they project SpaceX's AI division revenue to surge 100x, from $3.2 billion in 2025 to $322 billion in 2030. Yes, you heard me correctly. They are predicting revenue to jump by roughly $320 billion in just 5 years. What exactly is the rationale behind this prediction? Well, your guess is as good as mine. But wait, the revenue predictions get even more insane. Morgan Stanley is predicting that SpaceX's total revenue will soar to $3.4 trillion by 2040, with EBITDA reaching $2.7 trillion that same year. For a little context, total SpaceX revenue in 2025 was $18.7 billion. Again, I would love to see the calculations that were typed into Excel that led to revenue projections of over $3 trillion in 15 years or less. And finally, perhaps the most egregious glazing we've seen in a long time. After it was announced that they would help lead the SpaceX IPO, JP Morgan raised their price target for Tesla from $145 to $475. Now, this is clearly JP Morgan saying thank you to Elon Musk for allowing them to help lead the SpaceX IPO, because there is no real financial explanation for this price target. But why did JP Morgan increase their Tesla price target by so much? And why did Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley predict such ridiculous revenue targets for SpaceX? Well, like I already mentioned, a part of it is just saying thank you to Elon, but they're mainly trying to gas up the IPO because they stand to gain hundreds of millions of dollars apiece in underwriting fees as a result of the IPO. The more successful the IPO, the more these banks stand to gain in fees. It's that simple. It's currently estimated that the SpaceX IPO will generate anywhere from $500 million to $1 billion in underwriting fees, which will be split amongst all the banks helping lead the IPO. When you keep this in mind, the ridiculous price targets and financial predictions make a lot more sense. At the end of the day, it's all just greed. Let me know what you think of the SpaceX IPO, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date on all things business, finance, and technology.